Benji here, and welcome to another episode of All About a Fursuiter, the series where we interview fursuiters, get to know a little bit more about the furry fandom, one fursuiter at a time. So last week we got to interview Kenora Fluffball in Springfield, Missouri. I have to admit, that was a lot of fun. Got to talk to some of my friends, got to talk to Kenora, which is a really cool time, so I hope you all enjoyed that. Do you want to check that out? The card will be up here, or up here. I'm dyslexic as heck, so I don't know which one it is. But it will be up somewhere at the top, boy. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave that at the card up here, or I'll leave the description below. But check that out after this video, boy. Anyway, in this video, we are interviewing, drum roll please, Gray, formerly known as Halfy. However, though, there is going to be one big twist to this video compared to all my other fursuiter videos. So I hope you all enjoyed that. So in my older fursuit videos, normally most of my people I interview wear fursuits. However, with Gray, he is not going to be wearing a fursuit. He is going to show his human face and his human body, because we're all human inside. Honestly, I wanted to do this because it shows more of his personality, more of his real self, and just more of who he is. Because personally, the fursuit doesn't define who we are, we define who we are. And it's awesome, honestly. Because the fursuit isn't who is our character, but it just isn't who we are, honestly, in my opinion. So, and I want to show more of a positivity and more of a connection, so we get to know Gray more. So I thought this would be kind of a fun thing to do, and I hope you guys all enjoy it. Anyway, let's head right into it and interview Gray. Yes. As always, I will ask Gray 5 questions. And yeah, without further ado, let's head straight into it. Yes. So the first question I want to ask you, Gray, is what inspired you to get into dancing?
Hi, I'm Grace Keller, also known as that thing. Used to be Halfy, but now I'm Grace Keller. I still love Halfy. Yeah. I first just want to say thank you so much for Benji the Beagle for inviting me to do this. I think it's a really cool idea, and I just love it, so I think this is going to be really fun. It's weird how it started. It started off as a dare at FE. Someone dared me, one of my friends dared me to go to the dance comp for Fernal Equinox 2019. It was my first con ever, and it was my first dance comp. And at first, I was gonna go into it as like a joke. I was gonna do a bunch of meme songs and everything, like it was gonna be great. But then when it started getting closer and closer, I decided to send in my new song, and I did a completely different dance, and it just kind of changed my perspective completely of how much I actually loved doing it. And it was a lot of fun, honestly, and I don't know if it really inspired me, but I guess dares inspired me to do fursuit dancing. Another thing that also inspired me was a lot of other fursuit dancers, such as like Strobes, Rays, Gale Frost. They're just amazing, and it just inspired me so much to keep doing it, which I have been. Not recently because of COVID, but I have been when cons were happening.
Now the second question for you, Gray, is what is the story about your transition from Halfy to Gray?
My transition from Halfy to Gray kind of started out with me coming out as non-binary, pronouns he, they. It's very confusing, I know, trust me. But with that, it got me second guessing my fursona. Now at first I was gonna stay with Halfy, as I thought like Halfy's been my fursona this whole time, that I wanted to stick with them, but I just couldn't see myself doing that. I tried to for a little while, but I really started thinking of what it means to have a fursona. The reason Halfy became my fursona was from Warrior Cats, because I'm big into that whole community and I have like every book. But the reason Halfy became my main fursona was because of Warrior Cats, because she was my Zona from Warrior Cats and is my main OC. I'm literally doing a whole animatic series on it. So because of that, when I got into the fandom before I really was a part of the fandom, I just instantly made Halfy my Sona, and that's how it kind of came to be. Now, after a while when I started thinking about it, I thought about how Halfy wasn't really fitting as an identity for myself, and I wanted a new identity as a new character. So I made Gray. Now Gray is a wolf hyena because I could not make up my mind of what species I wanted. I wanted a hyena, I wanted a wolf, so I just made a hyena wolf. It's how it usually works in this fandom. And honestly, I love Gray. And I know Gray's a very basic name. I'm a pretty basic person. If you guys haven't noticed, all of my sonas are black, white, and gray. But the reason I chose the name Gray as well was because my name now is Grayson, so I made my persona's name Gray as a little short nickname to it as well. Also, that way it's not as weird when I'm in a mall and one of my friends calls out my name, because one of them calling me Halfy was kind of weird.
Now the third question for you, Gray, my dude, is what is your favorite thing about the furry fandom?
I don't really have a favorite thing about the fandom itself. I don't really know what my favorite thing would be. Fursuit dancing definitely is one of my favorites. I think it's honestly amazing how people can put so much expression to their dances and make it have a meaning behind it. But honestly, I really like how furries get behind one another and really try to help like each other when we're in need. Like, I think it's absolutely amazing how some furries like are just so outgoing and wanting to help one another. It's actually incredible. I see so many GoFundMes and donation goals and everything being made for people so they could have, say, surgeries, help pay for house bills because of COVID, like all of that kind of stuff. And it's completely amazing how furries get behind this and they do so many fundraisers for so many good things. And a lot of the community outside the furry fandom don't see that, and it's kind of sad. Every con I've been to, there's always been a donation, always been a fundraiser for something, and we raise so much money for people, and it's insane.
Oh man, I'm getting really hot in this suit. Yeah. Oh, we're going? Oh. Alright, so the fourth question now for you, Gray, is, and this is a little random one, something I always love to do, a little fun random one, the fourth one, and that is for you, Gray, and that is, what is your favorite kind of animal? Yes.
My favorite kind of animal, well, it's actually a cheetah. Is my Fursuiter a cheetah? No. Do I have a Suna that's a cheetah? No. It's kind of weird. I really like cheetahs. I've liked them from a very young age. I don't know why. They're just my favorite animal. But they just are. And they're also not my persona because I couldn't see myself being a cheetah.
And now the fifth and final question for you, Gray. And that is, what is something positive about the furry fandom that has changed your life?
Some positive things that has changed my life is definitely meeting new people, exploring the world a little bit more, even though it's really just me going to the States before COVID. It was still new to me. I never traveled by myself before until I went to Toronto by myself for the first time, so that was really nice. I got to see some family when I was up there, and then my next step was going to Pittsburgh by myself, and then Chicago by myself, and then Boston. And it's really nice. It made me want to explore more and do more at these conventions. It's why I always go up early to actually go around the city a little bit more. It's really nice. Definitely meeting the people in the fandom as well. A lot of these people are my closest friends. Some of them are literally like my family, and I plan to definitely see a lot of them when this whole COVID thing's over because I miss them a lot. And it's not just about seeing them at cons. I want to actually see them, like, say, at their city and just walk around and just have fun and be people. You don't always have to be a furry to be friends with furry. You can also still take your suit off, be a person, and still hang out with those people, in my opinion. Thank you again, Benji the Beagle, for having me on here. I think it's really cool, and sorry that I look like I'm the first person without a fursuit on.
So I want to give a huge thanks to Gray for being in this interview. Seriously, man, it means so much having you here. Again, if you don't know much about Gray and want to get to know more about him, I will leave links to all social media links in the description down below. I know he has a Twitter and Twitch, so if you want to check out some of his Twitch streams, be sure to check him out. I'll leave links to all that, all stuff, so if you want to check him out and get to know more about him. Yeah, get to check him out. He's a really cool dude, really cool guy. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that. This was the mid-season finale, not the big finale at the end. No, not the big finale, not that one. This is just the mid-season finale, basically the halfway point, I like to call it. So I wanted to do something a little bit different for it. So I wanted you guys to experience a more greater connection with Gray, so y'all get to know him a little more better in his own way. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. And again, if you are new to my content or a returning subscriber, be sure to give this a like, subscribe, turn on notifications. But as always, and as for always, I'm Benji, a good farewell.